Good morning and welcome to Sunday School. I'm glad that you joined me. We have a really good lesson today. It is about Joseph. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Well, Joseph did. Joseph was one of 12 brothers and sisters, and he was the youngest at the time. And his father loved him so much. So that was just one problem about that. Because his father loved him so much, he gave him a beautiful gift, a coat with many colors on it, and the brothers got jealous. Do you ever get jealous if your brother or sister gets something or gets to do something, maybe because they're older and you don't get to do it? Maybe they can stay up later than you, or maybe they get to go to do something that you don't get to go and do because they can sit for longer periods of time. Well, sometimes that happened to me when I had two sisters growing up, but I'm afraid to say Joseph's brothers didn't handle it very well. They decided they wanted to sell Joseph. Can you believe that? And so, well, first they just wanted to get rid of him and put him in a pit. And then they finally said, no, let's just sell him and let him go far, far away. And that's just what happened. We hear this in the Bible in the book of Genesis. This whole story about Joseph is found in Genesis 30, chapter 37 through chapter 50. That's all of this story. But we're going to kind of sum it up a little bit today. So here we have Joseph, the youngest of his brothers, sold into slavery. He's going far away into a land that he's never probably ever been to, and it must have been pretty scary. But let's see what happened to Joseph. I'm going to tell the story just as it is from my Lifeway curriculum today. And I am going to go back and read some of the Bible too. But this was really cute because it has thumbs up for when something good happened to Joseph and thumbs down when something bad happened to Joseph. So right now, thumbs down because Joseph has been sold by his brothers into slavery. That's definitely a thumbs down. They sold him as a servant. But when he got to Potiphar, he was purchased by Potiphar, who was like a king, and he loved Joseph. Joseph he put in charge of everything that he owned. So that's a thumbs up, right? But then Potiphar's wife told a lie, and Joseph was thrown into prison. He didn't do anything wrong, but Potiphar's wife told a lie and he was thrown into prison, thumbs down. But God gave Joseph the ability to understand the Pharaoh's dreams and he was let out of prison. So put a thumbs up. Joseph was then put in charge of all of Egypt, and that was still a good thing. So thumbs up. But then there was a famine. That's what the king, or that's what Pharaoh's dream had meant. It was a warning that there'd be a famine. But remember, Joseph had been put in charge of things, so he'd been saving. So there was no food, there was a famine, that was bad. But Joseph, thumbs up, had stored away extra food so that people could buy it from him. When Joseph's brothers came to buy food, did Joseph do something bad to them? After all, they did sell him to be a servant. No, thumbs up. Joseph gave them food and he invited the entire family to come live with him in Egypt. Definitely thumbs up. Joseph understood that no matter what happened to him, good or bad, God is always good and has a good plan. Many years later, people did bad things to hurt Jesus, but God had a good plan. God's good plan was to use Jesus' death to save his people from sin. And I'm going to give that two thumbs up. That's the best news of all. So let's go back and let's read for a moment. In Genesis 45, it says, whenever Joseph's brothers saw him, now by this time, he was in charge of all these things in Egypt. The Potiphar loved him. He interpreted that dream. He had stored up all this food, and there was a famine across the land, and Joseph's brothers had come to get some food. They would buy it from Joseph. And so when they realized who each other was, because no, Joseph was a grown-up by this time, Joseph said in verse 4, I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves because you sold me here. For God sent me before you to preserve life. So Joseph understood that even though his brothers did something bad, God turned it around for good, and God is in control. So that was pretty cool. Okay, so for a craft today, you can just find a coloring page that has Joseph on it. There are plenty to choose from online. A grown-up can find that for you. And then all you have to do is just take some yarn and make some bars like in the prison on top of Joseph. So that could be a way to remember that some bad things happened to Joseph. But then you can also remember that God used those bad things and turned them around for good. Okay, I hope you have a great day and join me next time for Sunday school or during the week for our daily learning videos. Goodbye, everyone.